Echo-Based TV, where community happens. Echo-Based Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo-Based TV, where community happens.
Why is it like this? There we go. Welcome back, guys. Another TGIF. Welcome to another EBN cast Friday afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. We're actually joined by Coach here today. You there?
I am here.
Oh, Andy's got his dream team. Dream team jersey.
Let's go. Larry Bird shooting shirt from 1992, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. How's everybody doing, Coach? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. John, how you doing today?
I feel at home.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Trying to get over this cold I've been fighting off for a little bit, but otherwise doing well.
Loki?
Holland is crazy here, man. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, same here. It's everywhere. Loki, you doing good? Trip to Orlando, good?
Still getting over jet lag and time change. Yeah, Orlando was great, dude. I got a little sneak peek at the Ministry of Magic while I was at Universal. That was like, they took our phones, so I wish I could have like picture.
Of course, Dolores Umbridge was probably in charge.
They locked them too. They had these like bags that they locked them in.
Was it Filch? Filch locked up your phones.
They confiscated and took our phones. I was like, holy crap, dude! But it was cool. Nice little vacay. Got away for a little bit and still got jet lag. So yeah.
I hear you. Culture, you doing all right, brother?
Yeah. I just trying to get some things sorted out, fighting with the world as always. So. But no, I'm pretty excited. Lots of good things going on in my day. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm super stoked. Got Vegas coming up in a couple weeks. Got
that is right around the corner.
Great adventures with others, and man, I don't know. It's just super fun, super fun times on my channel, growing as a steady rate, and someday I'll catch y'all. So it'll be good.
Yes,
Speaking of
you
getting
will.
dragged around, we got dragged around Disney Springs while we were in Orlando, and I was able to pick up.
Oh, you got a Flynn's Arcade shirt? I have one of those, and I'm in the middle of doing my fasting and stuff, so I'm trying to get myself down to where I can wear it again. Real quick, guys, there's 4 ways you guys can support us here. Channel memberships, of course. Join us on Patreon when we post a ton of stuff we can't do here on YouTube. Super chats if you guys want to hear topics that we're not hitting on. And then, of course, just being here, smash that like button, sharing this out. All good ways to support us here on the channel and the EBN cast. Since we got 5 of us today, we are going to start, go ahead and kick this off and get this going. First topic of the day that I got is the Nintendo delays pre-orders of Switch 2 amid tariff uncertainty, but June launch day is unchanged. So if you guys have not been keeping up with the Switch 2 news, the internet has been broken. Fans are going crazy with the prices of the console and the games. That people are not happy about this. And there's some features and some stuff that people are excited about. And at the end of the day, the market's basically going to tell you whether or not this is going to be a good thing or not. Either people are going to be like, okay, yeah, it's expensive, but I'm still going to pay the money. Or, how many people out there are just going to be like, no, I'm going to wait till the prices drop on this. But let's see what Deadline has to say. Nintendo's delaying the long-awaited pre-order date for its new Switch 2 video game device, citing uncertainty caused by President Donald Trump's tariffs. Orange man bad once again. So it's all Trump's fault. The original pre-sale date was next Wednesday. As of now, the June 5th launch date for the Switch 2 remains on track. Pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the U.S. will not start April 9th, which is when they were supposed to. And the potential impact of the tariffs and evolving market conditions, the company said in a statement, the launch date of June 5th, 2025 is unchanged.
You can tell Deadline rushed this. They couldn't even copy and paste correctly with the.
Well, they didn't even get the tariff thing right. I mean, they had already put pricing on it before any of that happened. So this is all just them. Oh, Trump bad, Orange man bad.
Yeah. So, of course, Trump unveiled the tariffs Wednesday in a Mandarin White House Rose Garden news conference.
Meandering. So he was meandering.
Yeah, I guess so.
He was walking around, I guess. Was he walking around the Rose Garden?
That doesn't sound like him. I don't know where I am. That sounds like the other guy we just got rid of.
I mean, this is Deadline, so... Futures markets begin sinking as he was talking. Baseline 10% reciprocal tariff was put in place on all trading partners with varying country-specific rates: China, India, Taiwan, blah, 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 blah. Basically, tariffs bad. In the wake of Wednesday's announcement, U.S. stock market has had 2 consecutive days of extreme decline, with the NASDAQ and S&P 500 on track for their worst week since COVID panic of 2020. Let's see. That's just
wait. COVID panic. That's what they're calling it now. That's what they're gaslighting us on now. COVID panic. Okay.
Yeah. At $450, the Switch 2 is significantly pricier than its $300 predecessor. Games for the portable unit are also pricey for the marketplace, costing $70 to $80 each. I haven't seen any
90. Yeah, 90 physical copies are 90.
Yep.
Just the Mario Kart one. I don't think Donkey Kong
so far. Yeah.
They've only released 2. They didn't release the Kirby or the other. Like, I think there was one other game maybe that they announced that was coming out later this year.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
Kirby Air Rides or Air Rider.
Yeah, Kirby Air Raider or something. Right? Yeah, Raider like Rider. Yeah, they haven't released any pricing or info on that besides the trailer.
It's unclear at this point whether pricing will change to reflect the tariffs. Japan-based Nintendo only hours before Trump spoke at the White House had officially introduced the Switch 2, a long-awaited follow-up to the original device. Video game sectors among those.
Japan-based Nintendo only hour. What is this?
I don't know.
This copy.
Yeah,
copy.
Yeah, it really is. The video game sector is among those due to take a hit from the tariffs, which disproportionately affect China, Vietnam, other nations, blah, blah, blah. Tariffs bad. So, yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders delayed. Who knows if they're going to jack the price up even more for people here in the U.S. You know, we've seen the price on the games. Of course, there is backwards compatibility, but from the stuff I have read on that, you have to pay. You have to pay for the update to play.
I don't think so. I was reading on Nintendo's site that it looks like the 2 Zelda games are free. If you have them for the Switch and you buy the upgrade kit or whatever, it's free. So you're not actually like purchasing anything. Other than, like,
so
at least that's what I read.
And you could still play the game. You'll just be playing the Switch 1 version of the game, not the Switch 2 version of the game. If you want the Switch 2 version, you got to pay to upgrade, but some are free.
So when you say pay to upgrade, are we talking about the $499 version of the Switch 2?
No, we're talking about the software. So we're talking about the games, the actual games.
Play a Switch game on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Let's say you own Mario Odyssey on the Switch, and there is a updated version that lets you do better frame rate, whatever. You might have to pay $10 or $20 to get that upgrade for the Switch 2 version. It's like when everything went from PS4 to PS5.
Is it per game or just one time?
Per game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But I can play it on the Switch 2 without the...
If you've already purchased it for the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't cost anything. It just costs for the performance upgrade.
Yes.
Got it.
I don't
they
think
charge you for that.
I don't think for the 2 Zelda games, I don't think they're, at least what I read, it didn't look like they were charging for that.
Sony did the same thing with the PS5. Some games were free to upgrade. I know I got my Final Fantasy game upgraded for free for the PS5.
Same. Yeah.
And a couple other ones, but I had to pay for some of them. I had to pay for Ghost of Tsushima and a couple other games to upgrade from 4 to 5. So it's at least it's kind of like they're doing. It sounds like they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm actually not a super big Nintendo fan, and these games, even though they look cool, I'm not going to spend that kind of money to get the Switch 2. That's way too expensive for me for a Nintendo console, and all the extra stuff you have to pay for. Me personally, I'm out. I'm not buying one. But y'all's thoughts? We'll just go around the room. Y'all's thoughts on pre-order delay, on Orange Man bad, and the whole, Nintendo Switch 2 news in general. Coach, we'll start with you and just go around the room.
I am interested in getting a Switch 2. I like the news that I saw earlier that they're rolling out a big GameCube library for Nintendo Online. I think that's a underrated console, one of my favorites. So I'm going to be interested to see how that goes, and just knowing that library is available on the Switch 2. One thing, like, I understand about people flipping out about the price, $450. Some people are just going to be, I'll pay $450 for a PS5, but I won't pay $450 for a Nintendo Switch 2.
$700
PS5 was $700.
Oh well, then,
but it's a way more powerful console.
Well, I mean,
how many? So that's always the question I have. I know you and Loki are always about like the hardware and the power and everything, but like, how much does the actual general public care about that? For me, I feel like I'm a normie when it comes to that stuff, and it's like, does it play the games?
It's about the catalog.
It's about the catalog of games.
And
Coach is exactly right. It's about the catalog games. It's what it's always. And yeah, I'm interested in the hardware, but it's all about the games. My PS5 sits there collecting dust. Why? Because everything I want on it, I own already. There's nothing that has come out in probably a year besides Rebirth that I'm like, oh my God, I have to have. It's just not. I've got God of War. I've got Final Fantasy 16. I've got Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I've got whatever.
You got Stellar Blade?
I've got Stellar Blade. I've got a bunch of PS4 stuff, and I've got imports from Japan that are actually better than the US versions. So
I do.
I
I'm sorry.
don't. Go ahead.
I have to say that anybody who owns a PS5 and they paid $700 for it, if they're complaining about $450 for a Switch 2, that's kind of funny to me. That's kind of funny to me. I just that doesn't really make sense.
I'm the funny one.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't get it. What price does the Switch 2 have to be for you, Nick?
300. If it was $299, I might actually consider getting it.
$300.
But remember,
that's how much a PlayStation 3 cost in 2006.
But remember, it's his decision. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, Nick. But as Loki said, it's about the game catalogs, and you already said that you're not really interested in a lot of the Nintendo
exactly.
game catalogs.
Yeah.
And Coach brought up the GameCube thing. There are only going to be a handful of GameCube titles. Almost all of them are going to be Nintendo Direct. So your dream of, I'm going to get to play Rogue Squadron and all these cool... No.
You don't know that yet.
I do.
I do know
they're
because
you
there's
know
none
they're
of
coming
them
out with more.
There's none of them on.
There was 15
but there's none
released
of that
today,
stuff
and more coming soon. That was their.
But they've got to relicense them. See, that's the problem. That's what Nintendo doesn't want to do. They don't want to pay the license. You go and look at what's available on the NES, what's available on the SNES, what's available on the N64, on the Switch. There's only 30 on Nintendo, 30 on, it's like your mini. I was talking this the other day with Culture. There's only like so many games on that mini. That mini could hold almost 200 games. The SNES mini. You're not, unless they go back and license it, you're not going to get those games, and they don't want to pay anybody. They just want to put that up there, and they want to keep making money. And
how do you know
revenue.
I'm not happy with the list already? Shame on you, Loki, for thinking that.
You could be. I'm just
shame
letting
on you, Loki, for thinking that I only care about Rogue Squadron. We used to be a Star Wars channel. I'm all
saying.
About some Wind Waker.
Coach is all about Pokemon Coliseum.
Shut up, Nick.
Right here.
I'm all about some F-Zero GX, some Super Mario Sunshine Fools. You get some of that. Let's go. What are y'all talking?
I'm just saying
the
it's
original
a limited
Luigi's
library.
Mansion. Come on, guys.
Now
seriously.
that won't be on there because they're
there.
coming out with an enhanced version on the Switch 2. So you're not going to get the original version of Luigi's Mansion. I love Luigi's Mansion. I've got all 3 games over there. I've got 2 of them on the Switch. They never did the original on the first Switch. So I've still got that on GameCube, but I've got almost the whole library for Nintendo for the GameCube. You're not going to get that. I know what people think. As soon as they see that, they're like, oh yeah, the library. They're very limited on what they're going to give you.
And
I think
it's just reality.
You look at the games here, they are all kind of Nintendo, within Nintendo, like Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Luigi's Mansion, the Mario Sunshine. So, yeah.
And you pay a yearly fee for that. You pay a yearly fee to have access to that. And you get access to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, and some Sega stuff. So.
Yeah, and this is specifically for subscribers to the Switch Online Plus expansion pack tier.
Yeah.
You can purchase that for $80 a year, but we don't know if the price might go up. So.
Oh, Nick, you spend more than that at the restaurant.
I ain't spent no money at no restaurant in 3 weeks.
I just know how you spend.
Yeah, but the thing about when the PS5 came out, Loki, how many games did you get for free on day one? Like 8 or 9?
0.
No,
on the PS5.
On the PS5.
Yeah.
I think 10 games. It wasn't like you said PS3, and I was like, I didn't get shit from PS3.
Yeah, PS5. I mean,
PS5. I think I got 10 games right off the bat. I think that's what they were giving away was 10 games.
They gave away 10 games.
Yeah. If you were a PSN member, and you got a PS5, you immediately got 10 games for free, and that's your library. Not like, you had to have PSN to access it. If you have a PSN account, when you got your PlayStation 5, you immediately got 10 games to keep for free. You didn't have to keep your PSN after that. You just got those 10 games to keep. But you had to claim them. You had to claim them when you got your PS5.
Yeah. My only issue with the Nintendo stuff is they are making you pay for every tiny thing they can charge you for. Everything. If you want to chat with people online, if you want to play with your friends, if you like every single thing.
PlayStation does that too, though, don't they? In order to like play some of their multiplayer games, you have to have the PSN subscription. I know that when I was trying to play Genshin Impact, if you wanted to play Genshin Impact, you had to have the
and you had to pay a monthly fee for the Xbox Live, whatever we used to do, Loki. Monthly fee for that as well. And those titles, that were always in influx. You didn't know what you're going to have, as titles dropped off, and then they added new ones, which was cool. But you pay for that stuff.
Yeah, and I hate that that Sony did that as well, because I remember that used to be free.
Yeah, it did.
You didn't have to pay for that. But these are the way the video game markets are going.
Don't be shocked if other gaming companies don't follow suit if this works out well with Nintendo.
Oh,
it may not work out well. Mm-hmm.
Well, the game prices, and I'll just shoot this out here. This is what I was going to say for my topic. You've got people on both sides of this fence, and believe me, the truth is in the middle. You've got like Joe Vargas screaming to boycott Nintendo on one side, and then you've got like Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers saying, "Dude, games have always been expensive." Look, back in '92, I paid $80 for Final Fantasy II. $80. Why? Because the only place I could find it was Toys R Us, and they wanted that money. They were like, "We know this is a hard to get game and we want your money." Now that's 2. We're not even talking about 3, which was the most popular game on
year
Super
was that?
Nintendo. That was 92.
And how much money would that be today?
That would be $192 and change. I looked it up earlier because I was already ready for this. I worked all summer for $140 at cleaning pools because my dad would not buy me that game. Why? Because it was too expensive. I ain't paying no $80 for no game. I'll pay $20 at Walmart, but I'm paying no $80 for no game. Yeah. Well, I had to work for it, but that game was worth it, and it was entertaining, and I played it over and over and over again. The same thing with 3. So I felt like I got my money's worth. If they go out there and they put a $90 price tag on a game and it's not worth it, people are going to be pissed, and people aren't going to keep paying that for games. You can charge whatever you want. Grand Theft Auto 6 could come out next year and they could put a $300 price tag on that puppy. If it is not worth it, people will know and people will not continue to pay it. But you're always going to have somebody that wants to throw that money down and say, "I'm the one who got Grand Theft Auto 6. Look at me." So I think that hit in the middle.
I actually think it's more to do what you said there earlier. It's what kind of quality are you getting from the game? Is it worth that price? And this is kind of the same argument or discussion I feel like we've been seeing about like gacha games and everything like that, where people are dropping, I don't know, thousands of dollars on these mobile games, and no one's really complaining about that, and people are just like spending tons of money on that. So
mobile games. I stay away from
$90 for Mario Kart, and you get all this stuff with it. That seems like it's probably still a good deal compared to like what I see people spending on these mobile games, man. And even in like Rainbow Six Siege and all of these other like free to play games like Counter-Strike and everything. I mean, Marvel Rivals, they're just like people are just spending tons of money. League of Legends just on like skins and stuff. So $90 for a Super Mario World, Super whatever it's called. I don't know. That just seems it's not that big a deal given what we see in the market today. Like
there was a guy last year who spent $1,000 on WWE 2K24 when the Wolfpack thing came out. This is not something you could buy. This is something you had to do, like open card packs for. But they had the costume set that you could just buy through the card place. But each pack was each thing was like $180. So that's $180 for 5 characters, including just a reskin of Hogan that you've already got, that you could already put like the Wolfpack music to and alter the way his clothes looked. They still bought this, and that's $180 a character. Why? Because they didn't come out with a character pack for it. So the only way you could get it was either randomly getting them in card packs or going on the card shop and spending $180 a piece to get these stupid costumes for the wrestlers. People do it and people will pay it.
Yeah.
It's just it's what they want. Coach will spend $300 on a transformer. So will Loki though. So
I also think Nintendo was smart too. So like obviously they're pricing the Mario Kart game at $90 physical, $80 digital, but they are bundling it with the Switch 2, so it's only $50, right? So like that's actually like really, really smart. Plays with our emotions pretty well there, and it shows you like, oh, I'm getting a huge deal. Like, why would you not get the bundle, right?
Yeah, the bundle. If you're getting one, the bundle's
Mario Kart.
the way to go.
that's the way to do it.
Culture, we haven't heard from you. What are your thoughts on this, brother?
All right, here we go. I think it's a hot mess. I think Nintendo has put itself in a bad position. When you look at the way the games industry wants to go, which they're trying to get to that $100 price point. Loki and I've talked about that before. But they are trying to get GTA to $100. I have to tell you, I think there's going to be a bunch of people that are not going to get, that right out the gate. Same thing with these Nintendo games. Yeah, I know. Same thing with these Nintendo games. You're going to have people looking at these, $70, $80, $90 price tags going, I'm not paying that much for a game. Because the minute you start to do that, you're going to elevate that price all the way up, well beyond you're even comfortable with. If you're already uncomfortable, but you have to have a game, I think the bigger message to send is to not buy the game until the price comes down. And one of the reasons I think that Nintendo is rethinking their pre-sale orders is because they had so much backlash and a lot of stuff that they just couldn't control. When you look at it broadly, the Canadians are looking at the price point they're going to have to pay, and they're already like shrugging it off. They have no interest in these systems, at least when you talk to these people that are in the gaming circles that we run in. I have zero interest in paying $90 for a physical copy of Mario Kart. That's just stupid to me. And the DRM management that they've got, the digital rights management that they're going to be incorporating into all of this is going to be a hot mess as well. When you look at the console itself, backing up 2 steps from the software side, why am I going to pay for a chat feature on a subscription? I'm just going to use Discord or something similar. Chances are I'm live streaming it, so I've already got communication with the people I need to talk with anyway. So what's that for? Plus, I'm not sure that people are going to get super excited about a localized camera that they don't have any control over that, well, let's face it, probably is easily hacked like everything else these days. So an always on camera on a console that's maybe sitting on your entertainment center underneath your TV. The game support isn't quite at 4K yet, although I guess there are some games optimized to 4K 120 frames a second. But a chat feature that I have to pay a subscription for. This starts to get a little tedious with a problem that I've already got with Nintendo, which is, they still are not even close to what the, PS5 or even PS4 can deliver visually. I'm very unhappy with what Nintendo decided to do. I was hoping they would remain being the family-friendly console, family-friendly software, but they've elected to go
family-friendly pricing.
Yeah, and I think that's a big problem. I'm not going to go out and do a gotcha game. I'm sorry, enjoy that. I'm not going to go out and buy a little, I want to be a Gundam figure or whatnot. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. And again, I'm not the target market for this, but I'm looking at an economic situation in this country and globally that will not support a software price of $70, $80, $90. They're lucky they got a few extra bucks out of people for whatever the latest, Link game was, Zelda game was, Tears of the Kingdom, right? They were able to scrape an extra $10 out of people for that game. Probably because of the pent up, feeling behind the Breath of the Wild. I just, wait till these prices come down. Maybe we'll look at it. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I
just have a question for you. Have you ever paid $30 for the DLC that comes out over the next year for a game?
like a season pass or something?
Yeah.
I usually evaluate the studio and the game before I make a purchase like that.
Have you done it?
A long time ago. I
So
haven't
you've
done
already
anything.
spent $90. You've already spent $90 on a game. Like, I mean, it's already there. People have already been spending $90. I've done it. I did it with the Fire Emblem Three Houses. I did it with the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I bought.
But I haven't done
pass.
it. I've
$60 plus 30.
Sean, I
You're at
haven't done
90.
it in 6, 7, 8 years at this point.
Right, but you're trying to make an argument from
When the games are $30 or $40,
applying it to everyone else.
When the games are $30 or $40,
$60. Fire Emblem Three Houses, $60.
I
Dragon Ball Z
wouldn't know.
Kakarot was $60.
Wouldn't know.
I mean,
again, we're talking many moons ago, John. The prices of everything have gone up substantially for no reason.
That's the criticism I'm having of your argument. Is you're coming at it from your personal standpoint rather than what people are already willing to pay. And I'm telling you, people are already paying the $90.
So you feel. And again, I'm not buying any. First of all, I'm not pre-purchasing games anymore either, John. I'm not reserving a pre-purchase. I'm not buying the Ultra Deluxe thing anymore. There's little value in it, and I'm irritated with all these grind games that are trying to sell you other stuff via live service. I am coming from it in that regard from my own personal thing, but I'm saying the broader market may not want to spend I can't see anybody wanting to spend $100 for GTA 6. Are you gonna go and put down $100 for GTA 6?
No, me personally.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
If I knew it was going to be as great as GTA 5, I would buy it on day one for $100.
Yeah. I think a lot.
What if you suspected, or maybe even knew, that the game has modern audience built into it?
I wouldn't.
See, that's the question.
Yeah, that's you're absolutely right.
Well, that's not the question. The question is whether or not you're willing to spend $100 for a game.
Well, true. Well, with caveats installed, I think it comes down to it.
I want to say this real quick. The bigger issue here, it's not Nintendo, because the price of video gaming has gone up anyways. Log into Steam and look up the biggest titles. Like the latest Monster Hunters is $69.99. It's $70. There's a deluxe edition that's $90. So people are talking about like, this is Nintendo. No, it's across the board. It's everywhere. So I agree with culture. Like, hey, the only way we get these prices down is to stop buying the games. The gaming market has to take a hit. But you can't put just Nintendo on the dartboard and throw darts at them when it's all of them.
No,
you
that was the broader point.
brought up Steam, and this is a Steam Deck.
$400.
I've got the dock. Actually, it was more than that because this is one with the etch glass and the 1 terabyte hard drive.
Well, they're $399 retailed right now.
Well, that's for the 256 gigabyte, not the 1 terabyte hard drive. This is the original. This is what got pre-ordered before they sent any of them out. I got one of the very first ones. It came with a special kit. It was more than that, but all my Steam games are on here.
Yep.
All of my GOG games are on here. I have a 1.5 terabyte little memory stick in here that has every Nintendo game, every Sega game, all my N64 games. I'm set. I can emulate. I can play the games that I've got. I can play the games I've got on Steam, and I've got almost 1,000 games in my library. I don't have to buy new games. I don't have to buy new stuff. It's already all there. If you really want to get into, I want something mobile because I love this thing. I played this thing on the airplane when I was going to Orlando, played it on the way back, played it a little bit while I was there. If you want a handheld, this is what you want. You don't want a Nintendo. But kids love Nintendo and kids love Mario. And guess what you're not getting on this unless you emulate it? You're not getting Nintendo. So if you want Nintendo, if you want to play Mario Brothers, you want to play the new Mario Kart World and all that stuff, you've got to get one. If you don't care about that, and you're just like, well, I kind of play Nintendo, I kind of not. There's no reason to even get it unless you're getting it for a kid. Yeah. And that's expensive game system for a kid.
Yeah. At the end of the day, people are going to pay what they're willing to spend. If the part 3 of Final Fantasy VII Remake series comes out and it's $300, I will personally pay $300 to play that.
Right.
You know, because that's what I'm want to play.
Because you love that. You're a huge fan of that. You're not a huge fan of Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. So the market will ultimately, at the end of the day, end up dictating where this goes.
Right.
No matter what side of the argument you're on here, we'll see who lines up to get this, who doesn't. But for me, it's a pass for me because again, I'm not a super huge Nintendo fan.
So pass for you. As a proud, the only one on the panel, I'm sure, as a proud Disney Plus subscriber, I will be buying a Switch too.
My thing is, I don't really use my PlayStation. I've got a Halo edition Cortana Xbox in there that came out when Halo 5 came out. Guess how much I use that? I use it to watch movies. The only person in this house that uses that Xbox is Eris because she likes to play Diablo. So she plays Diablo. Oh yeah, I got a girl that loves playing Diablo and loves playing Diablo with me. That's all she uses it for. And all I use it for is movies. So it almost never gets turned on. I probably am the guy that's never going to buy another console, unless it's a PC, because I got everything on PC. I've got a Switch because there were some games on it that I wanted, and I love Super Robot Wars and taking Super Robot Wars wherever with me now. I've got that now because they're all coming out on Steam. We're gonna get Super Robot Wars Y. We've already got 30. They're coming out. They're re-release X on Steam. So those games I've got. I love giant robots that kick the crap out of each other. That's one of my things that I love. I love Gundam and Macross and all that stuff. So why do I need another game system? I just don't, and that's a personal preference. And like Nick said, unless they bring the price down, there's no really reason for me to buy it. If I want to play Mario Kart, I can go Mario Kart, and go play that. I don't have to have the new one. And if you don't have to have it, then you're only buying it just to have it and say I have it. That's not me. I'd rather have something I want, something I really am going to enjoy, than to have something just to say, oh, look, I got the newest damn Steam Nintendo thing. I didn't even upgrade this. This isn't like the OLED. This is just the first gen Steam Deck. I'm not going to upgrade it. I'm never going to get the OLED unless they make a new version that's more powerful. And right now, everything, I've got over 200 games that I can play on this that I bought for my computer. That's smart. I mean, to me, that's a lot smarter than buying a system that's just going to sit there and collect dust.
Yeah.
The only reason why I still have that PS5 is it's a Spider-Man 2 exclusive with the controller and all that stuff. And I'm going to sell that one day. I've got the box in the back. I've got all the styrofoam. I got everything that came with it. That'll go out the door one day for probably twice what I paid for it. So,
John, Pat, you buying or selling? Switch to.
I'll probably get it like down the road. Like I haven't even got a PS5 or anything, so I'm still fine with my PlayStation 4. The Switch right now is fine with what I have. I mean, I might get it like somewhere down the future, but like right now, like I just with what I do with my time and everything, it's a lot less video games, a lot less reading, a lot of watching dirt racing. So that's just kind of where my focus is. But I'll probably get it sometime down the road. I mean, I think what Coach said about the GameCube stuff, and I know Loki was saying that they might not expand it that much, but that does interest me, piques my interest. And obviously, I still think right now they're not really going to have a lot of unique software. I mean, Mario Kart isn't like the biggest draw for me. The Donkey Kong game, not so much. I'm not a big fan of Kirby. Maybe when they get a next gen Pokemon or something like that, that would like maybe push me over whenever that comes out for Switch 2, because I do like that, and that's something that I could play with my kids too. So yeah, it's not going to be like day one buy, but maybe like 2-3 years down the road. But like that's always kind of how I've been with consoles. I never buy right away because I mean I still don't even see why anyone not trying to throw shade or anything. Like I mean, and I think Loki even admitted his PS5 is collecting dust now. Like I just like why were people buying PlayStation 5? The software just didn't seem to really
I thought they would have a lot more. I really did.
Yeah.
I got one of
We
the
needed a
first
lot more.
PS5s. I traded that so I get the Spider-Man one because I thought Spider-Man 2 was going to be a good game. I know
We've talked about this in the past. Like Nintendo beat them. Nintendo crushed them at their own game with the game catalog with all of the Japanese stuff, and that's why for me, that's why I like Sony and PlayStation, because they had all the cool Japanese games that Americans didn't really like to make and play for the most part. So I could get all of those, like the SRPGs and the like Super Robot Wars and stuff. But one of the things we didn't really touch on is the tariffs. I know a lot of you guys were kind of maybe saying they were trying to blame Orange Man bad. I actually think that, I mean, because Trump announced the tariffs like at the same time Nintendo was doing its direct with the Switch 2. I'm willing to like kind of give them some leniency there and say like, hey, these tariffs might actually affect them. I mean, I think there's like 46% tariff on Vietnam, and back in 2019 they moved a ton of their manufacturing for the Switch consoles to Vietnam from China. There's a 34% tariff on China. This stuff like goes back and forth between countries. It comes to the US, goes back out. So there might be some cost calculations in there. And I found it interesting that the statement that Nintendo gave was that they were delaying the pre-order, but they didn't say anything about the cost. And I think it's implied, or the elephant there is that clearly, like, why would you delay the pre-order if you weren't actually looking at making some cost adjustments because of these new tariffs? So I do think that I think there's probably like they're being honest there. I don't think it's them just trying to dump on Trump for whatever reason. I think they might actually have like legitimate concerns about like these tariffs and how all of that stuff works. Because I mean, I don't even know like how all of it works. I mean, it's a Japanese company that's got manufacturing plants in Vietnam and China, and then all that stuff has to like go different places to come together and then eventually like get to retailers here in the US, etc. And then how does that all work with like digital stuff? And then you have to look at the software and who's all making that stuff, because they've got developers in different countries throughout Europe, and then throughout Korea and Japan, and then Chinese developers now. So there's all kinds of issues with that might go into this. Like, how does that work on a digital marketplace? Are those going to be affected? So I think there are still a lot of questions. So this idea that they want to like, hey, we're going to delay this to like assess what all this looks like, I think that seems reasonable to me as to why they would do that from a business standpoint.
And one of the things that got brought up that I've seen is before all of this kicked off, people and IGN and a lot of these outlets were already blaming him for the price as it was. And then they turned around and said, "Oh, it's about to get more expensive because he's raising prices and tariffs and da 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 da." They're talking out of their ass in one hand and then talking out of the other cheek in the other. So it may be more expensive. Honestly, they can charge you whatever they want to. I don't care what they do. But to say in one hand, oh, the reason why it's going to be $450 is because of tariffs, and then turn around and says, oh, Nintendo's pausing it because they're going to make it even more expensive because of tariffs. That's just it's not genuine. Yeah, they're just talking shit. So, at least that's the way I've seen it. Is they were talking crap before, blaming it on tariffs, and they turn around and blame it on tariffs again. And it's like, well, make up your mind. Was it that high already because of tariffs, or is it now going to get more expensive because of tariffs? You blamed them for both. So, figure it out.
Culture.
You knew that was coming from left wing.
Culture. Yeah. Buying or selling Switch 2, and quick thoughts on tariff.
I will not be acquiring a Switch 2 immediately. Normally I would. I'll probably get gifted it at Christmas time. But the games are going to be too expensive for no reason. The game experience that I have is more than satisfactory on the PC, the PS5, the Xbox. I have everything. I have the Steam Deck. I take that with me when I travel. So having another handheld, there's no pressing need. I have two Switches now in the house. So, I mean, it's like, I don't need a Steam 2 right away. And the prices are going to come down because Nintendo needs to make money. And there's a lot built into, what's going on with this. So why would I invest more money in another console? It just doesn't make sense.
I think that's also something that we've seen some developers talk about, even Ubisoft, right? With Assassin's Creed Shadows, they were saying that, well, like one of their biggest issues that they face now is they're competing against their back catalog and the things that they already have. So I think you bring up a really good point. It's not just them competing against the Steam Deck, but they're competing against the Switch, right? And I think that's kind of what a lot of us, like, I know that's what I express, what you're expressing culture, what Loki's talked about. It's like, I'm still fine with my Switch, right? And it looks like they're not stopping development of Switch games. Like you can still play some games on the Switch without having that are going to be on Switch 2 as well. So
yeah, and I think that maybe they want to make this an exclusive to Switch 2 title, but I don't think that'll make it more pressing to buy it. And you know, there's other factors involved in that too, John. I mean, I don't feel an urgency, which is unusual for me. Because all the games have been so subpar lately, I'm just not pressed to get it. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. And to be fair, I wasn't really so intrigued with the open world racing aspect of Mario Kart. And everybody raise your hands. How many of you are going to solely use this for Mario Kart?
If I bought it, most likely that'll be the majority.
That's going to be it. I mean,
we do Just Dance. I know it's hard to imagine, but I'm not.
Loki,
kidding.
we got to get you. Can you get Fire Emblem games on Steam? We got to get you into Fire Emblem. You like Fire Emblem? It's just like the Super Robot Wars, but without.
I live in a house full of women. We're playing Just Dance.
I'm sorry.
It's fun. I get blown out every time.
I do that without a game. I just turn on Riverdance and
there you go.
We do it that way. My 4-year-old is literally learning the routines. Like she's starting to memorize the Riverdance routine. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Wow. All right, guys. We have spent pretty much the majority of the show on this
50 minutes
here.
It's a big topic. I mean, we talked about lots of. I mean, there's multiple levels of the topic, right?
Yeah. So, moving on. Let me hit these super chats. Debbie Young for 999. I am at work. I can't stay in the chat. Just wanted to say hi to everyone. Very busy. Minecraft and working men are the two big ones. Love y'all. I'm at work. I can't stay in the chat. All right. Good to see you. And thank you for the 999, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
Always good to see you in chat. Sean Carter, member for 10 months. Hey, dudes, have you guys seen the Naked Gun trailer? I cracked up. So I did see the Naked Gun trailer. We actually covered it on our live stream last night. Just my quick thoughts on it. It started off, I was like, wow, this is really serious movie. They're taking a different approach. Maybe this is going to be more like a Beverly Hills Cop type Rush Hour type comedy Naked Gun, you know, where it's got some more serious tones to it, but it's still a comedy. And then I saw the rest of the trailer, and yeah, it's Naked Gun. And then of course the very end with the black dude looking at OJ on the wall was freaking hilarious. So yeah, I think I'm actually gonna check this movie out. Coach, quick thoughts on Naked Gun?
I think that the trailer looks good, and I think that the movie is in danger of not being up to par with the trailer.
Yeah. John?
I shared it to the Phantom Pulse X account. Didn't watch it, though.
Oh, okay. Loki, did you see it?
Yes. I liked the little nod to Drevin, to Frank, when he's like, Dad, I'm trying to do good. You know, he's trying to follow in his father's footsteps. I thought that was cool. I don't know if it'll be any good. Those movies are timeless classics that they're funny. It's like watching Airplane with Leslie Nielsen in it. It's great. Either you love it or you don't. So will he be able to do it? I mean, it's Liam Neeson. He's Liam Neeson in every movie he's in. He's like The Rock. The Rock's The Rock. No matter what movie he's in, whether he's the Tooth Fairy or whether he's the Scorpion King, it's The Rock. So you're gonna get, him.
I don't know about that. I mean, he's totally in the what is that Christmas movie he's in? It's all the people He plays like the dad of
The Rock or
no, Liam Neeson of the. It's like there's like a really famous Christmas movie that he's in. Bill Nee's in it. He sings like the song like he has like a song that's in the like Keira Knightley's in it. All these people are in it. And he's totally different from his. Yeah, he's different from his like Punisher movies.
I was watching what's the movie with the glaive?
Love Actually.
With the glaive?
Love Actually is the Christmas movie he's talking about.
What's that movie? Coach knows it. The movie with the glaive. You must find the glaive and go to the fortress and Kroll. Thank you. He's in Kroll too, and he's Liam Neeson. He's like, money.
He's one of the bandits.
He's one of the bandits. And he's just Liam Neeson. It's just a young Liam Neeson that's acting like Liam Neeson. So I anytime I've seen him, he's always seemed like Liam Neeson to me.
Yeah. Culture, thoughts, Naked Gun trailer?
I think it looks fine. I'm worried as coaches about whether or not the quality of the trailer will exceed the quality of the film. I want the film to be good. I love those. I love Police Squad films. I love Airplane. I love Police Squad. I love the Police Academy films. I mean, these are things I grew up with and I love. I need that kind of humor, and I miss it. So I just hope this is good, and if so, they've got room to make 1,000 of them. And by the way, Liam Neeson is Liam Neeson in a film with Sandra Bullock called Gun Shy, which is spectacular. So you should watch that.
Million Ways to Die in the West.
If you have a lady in your household that you would like to have a cuddle snuggle film time, then Gun Shy is a film for you.
Yeah. Star Wars Santa for $250, a little bonus to keep Risman off the panel.
I can respect that thinking. I think Risman's the reason why I'm never invited on Echo Base anymore. I'm just here on Nick's show.
I agree with that.
It's all Nick.
I
I'll
actually got
the introduction.
I physically hugged Risman in Florida. So
yeah, we all hung out together down there. Good times.
You are welcome anytime.
I doubt that's true. I sometimes say no words, so watch out, Coach.
Hey,
I stream
with
song.
Nick.
We don't even play that song anymore unless somebody requests it.
Yeah.
And then our good buddy Knee Pain. Hell do you, good sir?
Knee Pain, the legend.
5 Echo Base Network membership. So hail to all of you that got a gifted membership from Knee Pains. Be sure to say thank you.
Yeah, new members.
No. Hey, that's Risman.
Yeah. So to all the new members out there, this video is for you guys.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Who's driving that thing? Stevie Wonder?
Yeah. And to the folks of you that sent in super chats, thank you so much. This video is for you.
You know the dude with the hammer in that scene with Conan is the gladiator that came out of retirement in the movie Gladiator to face off against Russell Crowe's character with the mask over his face.
He's also the security guard in The Running Man. He's the one that's like, I've got to score some steroids. He played the big, Falcon guy in Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Universe. He had the armor. I know Culture's looking at me like I'm crazy. I recognize all these people constantly and whatever I see him in. I can't.
Yeah, well, look, the only person that mattered in that movie aside from Arnold was Darth Vader. So that's all that mattered.
Mm.
Vader.
All right. moving along. We are skipping Coach's topic today because we spent so much time on the first one. So we are gonna do.
Yeah, really? You
Well,
just gonna do me like that?
Well, you said skip yours, so so we're literally, since we are coming to the end and we're going to be cutting this close, we're going to do a freaking what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like quick takes, hot takes.
Hot take.
Yeah. Where we
Rapid fire.
Took
rapid
you longer
fire.
to say
There
that.
you go. There you go. Rapid fire. We're gonna rapid
Good.
fire these quick topics.
Rapid fiber.
Yep. And
Metamucil. We're gonna Metamucil this biatch.
Yeah, exactly. So John, what do you got?
Yeah, so Netflix released their Devil May Cry series. It's being trashed for making demons sympathetic, Americans the villains, and portraying Christianity as bad. And people are not having it. And they are lampooning them, rightfully so. And the clips I've seen are this show's garbage trash. Like it literally is the Rings of Power orc scene with the little baby. Oh, care about my family. We're not really that bad orcs. They literally do it with these demons in Devil May Cry. It's awful.
Wow.
And they make them out to be like an allegory for refugees.
They didn't even do the Castlevania thing, because like the first couple of seasons of Castlevania were great, and then it like went right.
And then
off
they started
the cliff.
singing.
Yeah.
And you would think they would at least make like a season or two good, and then trash it after that. But
yeah.
No, they're speed running now the propaganda, right? Like they can't wait 1 or 2 seasons anymore. Got to put it in right away.
Well, and I really enjoyed the Devil May Cry games, especially the first one. Freaking awesome.
From what I understand, you're a demon hunter and you kill demons, and all demons are bad, right?
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
game?
yes,
yeah, yep, yeah. You're the good guy. Good versus evil. Just classic. Good versus evil. Fun. Fun action packed game. So yeah, hate to hear that. Coach, you probably don't know anything about Devil May Cry, do you?
No, but I know a lot about Satan, and
Yeah.
I know he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
we're sympathetic.
And neither are his demons.
Exactly.
Loki, quick thoughts on Devil May Cry?
Oh, I just said it. I mean, you Netflix. It's Netflix. Leave it to Netflix. Just absolutely screw the pooch. Almost as bad as Disney. Not as bad as Disney, but almost as bad as Disney.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm glad because I hadn't heard this, so I'm glad that you brought this up, John, because now I'm gonna be skipping this and not gonna be watching it.
I think Netflix is worse than Disney now, just because more people watch Netflix. Like that's
yeah,
where I'm at
this
now.
is a good argument there, for sure. Culture. Any thoughts on Devil May Cry animated show?
I wasn't gonna watch it anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it.
There's your speed run on that.
Yep, there you have it, guys. Stay away from the Devil May Cry show on Netflix.
Yeah,
That was easy.
demons are not good guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
All
All right, Loki.
I was going to talk Nintendo.
You already hit
Joe
your-
Vargas and Jeremy
yeah.
over Geeks and Gamers going at it about that. So yeah, go on.
All
Okay,
right.
well, let's
What do you got
speed
for us?
run this one. Disney may have just learned a financial lesson. I don't think they learned a moral one. They are pulled out of the Tangled live action remake that is on hold indefinitely, which means it's canceled. If you read Hollywood at all. By the way, people apparently can't read Hollywood because they didn't think that Jennifer Salke was fired. You don't understand. Nobody gets fired in the Hollywood circle. They just take a shingle deal like Amy Pascal did when she drove Sony into the ground. It was booted out. So anyway, speaking of things that are driven into the ground, live
He's
action's
more powerful
dead.
than ever now, though.
Sure.
They move on to a brighter future. Culture. They
Yeah.
always move on to new adventures in a brighter future.
Yeah, I have a feeling the first Bond film's going to suck rocks, but I don't want to get into that. Let's just go into this. So Snow White's disastrous box office had consequences, and I think Disney is going to be dealing with the building ramifications of those consequences in various places. Why? Well, because let's just say that they are probably starting this year several $100 million in the hole because they haven't had anything resonate with an audience. They really are going to end up relying on the end of the year with Avatar, Fire and Ashes or whatever the hell that thing's going to be called. Which I'm at this point, I hope they burn the Avatar franchise to the ground with this. They've definitely been playing with fire the whole time. And the next good thing, or maybe only good thing coming out of Disney, is going to be this Lilo and Stitch thing, which I got to see some bonus footage of yesterday. I will say that that probably is the last good thing we'll see. Marvel's doomed into the ground, and they don't have a way to pull out of that. They're going to spend $1 billion on 2 films with the Russo brothers that are going to have very little appeal, I'm afraid. And they're still hiding people from the audience's sight when it comes to that. But back to this, Tangled, canceled. It's a shame if they were going to do it right, but we all know they were going to do it wrong. So, yay, they won't ruin one IP at least.
I mean, similar story to Snow White, right? With the evil woman who covets her like good looks,
her
and
hair,
stuff, and her health, and everything. Yeah.
So it sounds like Disney might be learning their lesson and figuring out they can't be losing this kind of money.
I think they will only they're only doing this to preserve their financials. If you saw today, they dipped below 85 at one point in their market value. So I think they're realizing the consequences of no longer appealing to families. And if you don't appeal to families, you can't rely on nostalgia because those people that you're appealing to don't have kids.
And people like me that have kids are not passing that stuff down to my kids because I find what you're doing abhorrent. And I don't want to share.
I don't know. You guys know the parks better than I do because I don't ever deal with Disney parks. But I'd heard something while I was in Orlando, them saying that they're going to have both water parks open this year. They're doing huge discounts. And that is all because they are on the back foot because of Epic Universe.
Oh, they are. They're terrified. You don't even, you can't even begin to understand. They should be terrified. They're about to lose 30% of the market there.
Maybe more.
I cannot wait till that Epic Universe comes out. I took pictures of the model there, which I'm sure you saw there that they had laid out. And that is going to be awesome.
It is. It truly, truly is. Oh, and I was incorrect. It dropped before. It dropped down below 84. It's 83.51 right now.
Wow.
The Ministry of Magic that they walked us through, this is life size. This is the size it is in the movie. So when they walk into the Ministry for the first time and you see this just grand building, that is what you are walking into.
Well, what's Ministry of Magic? I don't know what that is.
The Ministry of Magic is
building. It's Harry Potter's government building. It's like DC, Washington, DC. It's like an underground city in London that manages all their different bureaucratic entities.
Yeah, I will say that Harry Potter motorcycle ride at Universal was fun.
This dwarfs that.
Does it?
This is, because you're going to be doing, it's got a ride. I didn't get to go on the ride, but the ride is like an elevator ride that'll take you through Dolores Umbridge's trial into where they did the
you're literally in the movie. You're in the
you're in the movie.
You ride the elevator. That's how you go to the cool.
It is. So the elevators go up, down, sideways, byways. It's like being in the chocolate factory.
It's a brand new ride system that they're using. It's fantastic.
That sounds so cool.
I have to tell you, I was looking at what the creative plans for this were, and I'm impressed. I am impressed. This ride system's going to knock you out of your socks. It's going to be unbelievable. So I'm stoked.
I do want to go to what Culture said about that Disney not learning a moral lesson. I think that's apparent in this their Pixar animated show that they've got. They so-called remember how they removed the trans storyline, and then they were all the headlines about like, oh look, they finally have some a Christian praying. Well, now they like literally have it's gay. It's got LGBTQ plus themes in it. So
and they also removed the prayer scene from Snow White, John.
Oh, they did in the live action. Jeez.
Yeah,
of course they did.
That's right, they did.
Not surprising. Not surprising.
Yeah, man, massive market correction. Hey, you guys realize that gas is going to be like $1 a gallon, right?
Man, sign me up.
Because crude oil dropped to $62.78 today.
Love it.
A barrel.
And Trump's still opening up he's still, what is it? Drill baby drill is what he likes to say.
Drill baby drill.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it, especially since I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling this month and next month and the first part of June. I'm literally about to leave again here in a couple weeks and won't be back till like mid-June.
Do you think I have a question for Culture about the Harry Potter place in Universal? Do you think that if HBO does the stupid things that it seems like they're doing with the casting, like is Universal like pressuring them? Like, how does that work? Like, I mean, if I'm Universal, like you saw what happened to Star Wars and Disney, like, do they want HBO to do the same thing and hurt their park?
Well, it's kind of that's a great question, because consider this. What is Amazon doing to Warner's film on the Lord of the Rings side? They're killing him.
It destroyed him. Clearly destroyed him.
So, and then Warner Brothers went about making a girl power animation, the War of Rohirrim, which didn't serve them well. So I think Warner Brothers knows what the consequences are. I think Comcast is probably going to be very angry with Warner Brothers and maybe even take legal action if they deteriorate the value of the rights of the Harry Potter series. So I think you're right, John, to be like looking at that as a potentiality for lawsuits, because I think that some could show up, because the value of Harry Potter to Universal is extraordinary. And they're about to go build a park in England and a park in Spain, España, and they're looking to build a center of the nation park as well. So when you start looking at the huge investments Universal's making in the theme park industry, and it relying very heavily on the Harry Potter franchise power, they may take matters into their own hands and say, you cannot devalue our property. I think that's very possible. So also, if that's what you're asking, I think they really could put a hole in their theme park business if people get turned off by the Harry Potter franchise. That'd be bad.
Also, everything at Universal is based on the movies.
Yep.
It's not based on the books. It's not based on a TV show. Imagine if Disney had gone, okay, we're not going to do anything with the sequel trilogy as far as the parks go. Everything's going to be original trilogy. And we're going to keep that original trilogy. So right off the bat, you get Han Solo, Vader, Luke, Leia, all the OG stuff. Yeah. And that's the way it stayed. So it could affect it. It might not affect it. As long as you stay with the movies, I don't think people really... there's generations of people that love those movies. I've got kids that love those movies. I couldn't stand any of that stuff until my daughter got into it. I sat down and actually watched a movie, and I was like, well, this isn't that bad. This is all right. And then I got sucked into watching all of them. But keep it separated. Keep it separated. Don't let the new series stuff touch it. Just keep it separated. I think you'll be okay.
I'd like to ask Nick a question real quick.
All right.
Disney live action remakes. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the list. Alice in Wonderland. We have Dumbo, Pinocchio, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin, Cinderella, Mulan, The Lady and the Tramp, The Little Mermaid, Pete's Dragon, Mufasa, and Peter Pan and Wendy. How many of those movies?
Dragon live action?
They did.
They did.
That's so funny, John, because I just looked at this list, and you know what I realized? I have seen one of these movies, and I didn't know half of them existed.
Wow. I didn't know several of those existed.
I watched Beauty and the Beast on the couch with my family in the family room with one eye because they were watching it. That's the only reason that I've even have not been to the movie theater to watch any of these films. So yeah, they need to hit the brakes hard. Stop doing these live action remakes. I have no interest, and I don't think a lot of people do either. Nick, how many of those movies have you seen?
None. Unless you name the Snow White movie, which I went and saw for free.
I did not name that one. No.
Yeah. So
these are things that have already hit the home box office.
Yeah. No, I've never seen not a single one of those.
Had no idea Dumbo was even a thing. Came out in 2019.
I knew about that.
2022. I don't remember any of that.
Like what, 60 million, I think, or something like that. It was awful.
Yeah, that movie bombed.
There was a big
Lady
thing
and the
about
Tramp
Dumbo
live
and
action
Crows.
2019.
That was
no clue.
That was straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you would think as a subscriber I would know that, but no.
I
don't log
noticed
into
that
it, guys.
when they did Beauty and the Beast, I was sitting there going, I don't get this. Half of this is exactly the way it was in an animation, and the other half they made Gaston like Gaston.
Yeah.
So
And
I
they
was
made
just like,
they made LeFou gay, right?
they made LeFou, and he's always like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get with Gaston, and you're like, why would you do? Why would you? Why?
What is going on here?
It was a pointless remake. I got dragged to see that in the theaters in Branson, and I was like, I don't think I can watch another live action Disney movie that's based on a cartoon. Dumbo sucked. They all tanked. They're all crap. Nobody liked Mufasa. Who went and saw Mufasa? Anybody go see Mufasa?
Somehow it like rallied over Christmas break. I don't know how it because it had a terrible opening, and then
Yeah.
and, I mean, most of it I think was international, but still, like,
were they still getting USAID money?
I think so. Culture, didn't you see Mufasa?
Oh yeah, sorry. I got sent a video. Somebody was trying to match my hair, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, Mufasa. Yeah, I went and saw it. It's terrible. It was probably one of the worst live actions, most uncanny valley thing I've ever seen. I was like, what is this? It was
aren't
awful.
the white
Plus,
lines the bad guys?
Yeah, and it ruined the lore. It ruined the lore for Mufasa and the Lion King as a whole. So,
I went and saw Sonic 3 while that was out.
Sonic 3 was good.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what? Despite the fact that there's some elements in there that everybody can cling on to as maybe the woke side of the equation, for the most part, it just sticks to Sonic lore, and that's a good thing. So I like them. The Knuckles thing was not even terrible. So, I mean, I wasn't super excited about it, but it's fine. And let's see. Live action wise, Maleficent 2, those were odd. And Angelina Jolie really is an odd choice for Maleficent. But,
turn the evil villain into a sympathetic anti-hero.
Yes, I do.
I hate that. And run the father into the ground and make him the most horrible person in the world.
Yeah, but
Isn't she like a demon? Isn't Maleficent a demon too?
Kind of,
right?
sort
Like
of, a
she's
little
demon
bit.
fairy?
Yeah. But like I said, if that's the least offensive of some of the newer live action stuff, I think the most offensive was the literal gutting of the storyline in Snow White. I mean, at every turn, there's a change that makes it just garbage time.
That movie's almost unwatchable.
All they had to do was sing more, and not well. Auto tune aplenty. I came out of the theater raging because I'm like, this is the most overproduced audio garbage I've ever seen or heard in my life. And I don't care what anybody says. Rachel Zegler does not have a good voice. Okay, stop pretending. Stop buying into this hype that's bologna sausage. She's a mid-level Broadway voice at best, because the only time she sounds okay is when she's in belt tone. That's it.
Do you remember in Sound of Music, Christopher Plummer never sang?
Dude.
Why doesn't Hollywood do that anymore?
I don't know. I would have been fine with nobody singing. The dad sang. He never spoke a word. Instead, he sang his whole dialogue to his daughter in the dang film.
Yeah,
Hollywood used to make you think that Christopher Plummer had a great voice. Like, that's what they used to do. Now it's like we have to have this person do everything, and it's like, no, cast the person who's accurate, and then because that's how they're trying to justify her being in the movie in the first place, right? Is she can sing? It's like, no, you don't need that. You can have someone else do the songs.
If they hired her because they said she could sing, fire whoever hired her.
They were hiring a Latino no matter what. You did that. The casting sheet called for Latino actress.
Yeah.
Weird.
And FCC is now investigating.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what comes out of that. Before we wrap up today, guys, I wanted to go around the room and get everybody's quick thoughts on this right here. Karate Kid Legends, new trailer dropped this week. Let me start off by saying I did not want this crossover with this Jackie Chan universe at all. I hated that movie with Will Smith's son in it. I was like, this is not Karate Kid. Like Jackie Chan was his scenes were the best thing about that movie. But Jaden Smith, no go for me. So when they said that they were keeping those two universes apart, I was very happy as a Karate Kid fan. Then they announced that they were bringing them together, and I was like, this is going to suck. Then I saw the trailer, and it piqued my interest. And now I'm interested in seeing it. So I'm going to check this thing out when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. I wish Johnny was in it. I think if they would have added him in here in some small role, some way, shape, or form, it would have drawn me in a little bit more. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. Coach?
I'm not sure it's on the level of me buying a ticket for. It's probably something that I would wait and watch at home.
All right.
But to be fair, I haven't watched the newest trailer either. I did have. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw the first teaser, because if you just look at the casting and the premise of the whole thing, I have no interest in this.
Yeah.
I think that this franchise has ran its course.
John?
Easy skip for me.
Skip for you?
It all feels kind of forced and trying to push some kung fu Chinese propaganda. That's what it felt like to me.
All right, Loki?
No, I'm probably not going to go see it. I love Karate Kid. I grew up watching Karate Kid. I love Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai is a great series. Yeah. I don't think it's perfect. I think it's got some problems, but I still love it. It's got heart. At the end of it, though, you know that it's Cobra Kai. It is not Karate Kid. There's a reason why it's called Cobra Kai. You know, and there were people that were like, oh, there were never payoffs. And, oh, she teaches her the drum technique, but she never uses it. It's not Mr. Miyagi. It's not Miyagi-Do, Karate-Do. It's Cobra Kai. It's not about Miyagi. It's about Cobra Kai. And the fact that they evolved Daniel and brought him in more and had him work with Johnny, that's all great, but it was still Cobra Kai. I have heard this has nothing to do with that series, that they just don't talk about stuff. Like, is Daniel living at Miyagi's house? Why is Daniel living at Miyagi's house? Does he have kids in the movie? Is it separate? Are they keeping all this quiet because they don't want you to go, oh, well, this has nothing to do with Cobra Kai because he's not even married. He doesn't even have kids, yada, yada, yada. He's just Daniel from the movies that has nothing to do with Cobra Kai.
The multiverse strikes Karate Kid.
Yeah, the multiverse strikes Karate Kid.
I wonder if they do go that route. And he's just
That's
like,
what I heard.
I was given this. Okay. So, if that is
they're not
the case,
connected. Cobra Kai and this movie are not connected.
Yeah. So either they won't mention anything or you're going to find out, guess what? This is a different Daniel than the one that's in Cobra Kai. So I need more information or I'm out.
Okay.
And if
all right.
it comes out that Daniel's
not that.
If it comes out that this Daniel is not the Daniel that was in Cobra Kai, I'm out. I'm sorry. I already have a beautiful ending where he made up with the guy. Daniel made up with the guy he picked on in the original movie, Johnny. Johnny was, he kept getting harassed by Daniel in that first movie, and they finally made peace and everything's cool. I'm cool with that. The story's done for me, so I don't have to go see.
I thought the way they ended the Cobra Kai series was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you gonna beat that? Oh, bring in Jackie Chan? No.
Yeah. Culture.
I hated the idea of this. I hated seeing it visually. I hate the idea that it exists, and I pretty much hate the movie. Not gonna see it or whatever this happens. Movie series, whatever it is, I'm not in on it. I was subjected to it in the theater when I went to go see Minecraft, and I was immediately like, "This looks quite poo," and didn't make any sense from the trailer. And it would make no sense that Chinese and Japanese would get along at all, especially in the time frame that is described in this. So screw them, screw this piece of propaganda, as John would say. And I'm out.
Wow, I'm lonely man on the totem pole on this one. Interesting. Okay, I did not see it going that way, but all right.
That nostalgia bait gets you.
Yeah, it does. I'm a sucker for nostalgia bait.
Stop baiting, dude. Stop
all
baiting.
they have to do is play the Han Solo Leia love music, na-na-na-na-na-na, and mix in whatever.
Nick, did you see the Predator Badlands trailer thing?
No.
Oh, it looks horrible.
There's a trailer for Badlands?
They've got this like
With Arnold in
14-year-old blonde girl that
with Arnold in it. You need to go watch it.
Wow. Okay.
Mr. H covered it this morning.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
We might have to do a video on that later.
Mm.
We need to do some videos later. Anyways.
I can't.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Crap. All right.
About to leave.
Yeah, at some point in time we will. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this show. Thank you to everybody that has been here today. Thanks for coming. Be sure to smash that like button on your way out. Coach, we already know what you got going on. Same thing as me.
Disc golf. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
maybe not.
I wish.
But let's go around the room here. John, what do you got going on? And remember, guys, all the links for these guys' channels and everything that they're a part of is in the description below.
Yeah, I'm about to record a video. I know we didn't talk about it here, but the report that Meryl Streep is going to voice Aslan in the new Chronicles of Narnia stuff from Netflix.
We talked about that in HCast yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video on that with one of the guys from the OneRing.com and their channel. So that gonna have a good discussion about that. Talk about what C.S. Lewis thought about that. So look for that later this evening on the Trent Report channel. So that's where you can find that. And then
Who does Aslan represent in C.S. Lewis's book?
He doesn't represent. He is Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
As he would be in Narnia.
That's
he
what I
is
was
not
trying to get
an
you
allegory.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get you to say.
Yeah.
100%.
As C.S. Lewis wrote multiple times.
Even has the same lines, rose from the dead 3 days later,
Yes.
the whole shebang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
and
the
that-
Walden Media Disney movies literally make that abundantly clear
Yes.
in the last one that they did.
Yep.
It's like, you know me by another name in the world that you
Yes.
in your world or whatever,
It's
right?
kind of like the Joker. In what kind of world do we live in when Cynthia Aviro is Jesus Christ Superstar and Meryl Streep is Aslan?
Yeah.
I know those aren't
I have a feeling that
And the other guy's Snape. What
I
is
have
that
a
guy?
feeling that's gonna flop hard too.
Papa Dow or something.
yeah.
Papa Doo.
Disney needs an enema.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really excited for that. Should be I haven't done a collab in a while, so it should be a fun collab there and picking his brain on that. And then obviously there's a bunch of stuff happening this weekend on my racing channel.
that time of the year?
Channel? You have a
What's
racist
that?
channel? You have a racist channel?
Yes. World Outlaws canceled this weekend, so I think the big race is down in Talladega at the Talladega
that's
Dirt
right
Track
next-
down your way in
Yeah,
Alabama.
right next to me.
Yeah,
Floribama.
I think they call it the Hornet's Nest. So that should be fun. Hunt the Front's down there for 2 races this weekend, so probably tune into that. And then obviously NASCAR is at Darlington in South Carolina, so I'll be watching that stuff too and probably doing some coverage on that. So that's what I got going on. And then obviously just tons of stuff. Got the Nintendo stuff up on Phantom Pulse, and there's, what do we got? We just got tons of stuff happening up over there. Lots of stuff happening.
All right. Good
So,
deal.
yeah,
Good
that's it.
deal. Loki.
Come by the late show tonight, 10
show
p.m.
tonight.
Central Standard Time. Come hang out, and we're gonna kick back, have a cold one, and welcome in the weekend.
Yeah, and Loki has stopped doing his everyday Monday through Friday morning shows other than Friday mornings. Friday mornings is the only morning you can catch Loki, and then of course light show Friday night. But question is, are you going to start doing more video content since you're not doing?
I already
morning
got. I got a Nintendo video up yesterday that talked about prices and everybody kind of going crazy, and reminded people that back in the late '80s and the early '90s, Nintendo got sued for price fixing.
Yeah.
telling people what they had to sell their consoles and their games for. So that was considered a big no-no, a monopoly. They were trying to become a monopoly in the United States, and they couldn't do that. So that video's up. Yeah, more content coming out, and I've got a wonderful group of human beings that still enjoy hanging out with me on Friday mornings and even help me do videos. Arwen and
Dave Bob.
Rooster.
Yeah.
And now we got Zero on Fridays. They wanted Zero to come back. Everybody wanted Zero to come back. He got left out on Mondays. Everybody wanted him to come back, so I guess he's going to be doing Fridays with us.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. And every once in a while on Wednesdays, I'm working with this crazy.
You better be. In fact,
crazy
we need to get videos back to, you and I need to record a few times a week. So
done. Just let me know when. I can't do it Saturday.
I'm going to make you.
Just let me know when.
I'm going to be meanie face.
Well, if y'all need a video that gets you about 300 views, me and Nick are your guy.
Okay, yeah. I'll be hanging out with you guys then.
We can rack them up. But
what have you
I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch.
Have you had the super no from YouTube
we
lately?
Sure have.
Oh, okay. I had that last month. I was like,
right
what is this? I had a week
YouTube
straight.
said y'all need to stay gone.
I think it's system wide. I'm seeing it across like tons of channels.
It was weird. I was like, wait a minute. I went on vacation. I pre-recorded all these videos. They had everything that you want in them. And you guys said, nah. Okay, thanks. Anyway, I know it's my turn. I'm going to go. So right now I dropped a Minecraft review this morning. You guys should check that out. It was an amazing review. I don't know about the film, but it was an amazing review. So you're going to want to watch that, decide what I think about the movie. And right now I'm researching how Boeing just secured a $2.5 billion contract for the C-17 Globemaster III jet. They're trying to get another competitive jet in the air that'll be able to relocate masses of troops, tanks, and equipment around the globe in jet form. Little do they know that SpaceX is actually going to make them look ridiculous with the way that it can haul large military equipment here in the future with their strategy. So,
and they'll be able to move it a lot faster.
An 8-hour flight or a... or an hour flight. It's going to be a little different, but pretty exciting things there in the world, and kind of excited to just take a look at things that are not related to what I normally cover, which is business entertainment. And I'm watching Disney collapse.
What you're really
going
to cover is the Butlerian Jihad. You're actually covering the beginning stages of the Butlerian Jihad, right? With Tesla and his little robot army.
Yeah. I have to run, guys. I have to run. I have to leave like right now.
Bye, Coach.
Guys, thank y'all. I gotta. I gotta leave.
Go,
see y'all.
Go. Run to the bathroom. Hurry.
Run. Go do it now.
He actually has like a wedding stuff he has to go to.
I would be. That's why he's got to run to the bathroom. He doesn't want to be wetting himself.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say thanks for having me as always. I know we're running over time, so check out my channel. You'll otherwise you miss everything.
We're making up for like not having the show like the last 2 weeks. So
a month and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick's vacation. Living on Mexican Airman's couch.
Yeah. Hey, I still did the show every Friday the whole time I was there.
You did?
I did.
I thought you missed a couple of weeks or something.
Yeah.
No, only when I was traveling. Only when I was on the road.
Okay.
Only when I was on the road driving.
But
when I was actually at Mike's.
When we're done today, clean your gun, please. I hear you have like lousy firearm maintenance. You need to work on that, bro.
No, my guns are clean.
Yeah, because you took it somewhere to repair it. And they did it for you because you didn't even bother.
No, they did that as for free, as a complimentary service.
Because your gun was grody. They were like, man, no wonder this thing's falling apart.
No. So there was a malfunction in one of the rounds. Somehow got turned around backwards.
Oh.
I did no clue how that happened. I didn't even have time to clean the gun. Well, I literally took it to them, and they cleared the live round out of there that was stuck in there, and then they cleaned it. So I would have cleaned it, but they did it.
Sounds like you almost cleaned your own clock if you would have fired that thing again.
Something similar happened to me with my ACP. The locking mechanism on the when you chamber around broke. It like literally broke off, and
John,
it was preventing the gun from firing.
John, before I bail off of here while Loki keeps talking, the Disney stock might be a story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. Yeah, the 80.
Definitely,
What you said was
for
that
sure.
like 84 or something now?
It's 83.53 right now.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dropping.
might be a story.
So you're telling me it's better than Ubisoft?
They dropped 12% because of a investor proposal that they rejected. So they're not doing well.
Ubisoft's about to invent FAFO.
They're about to invent lawsuit Palooza. The investors are coming at them right now. They filed legal, like another set of legal paperwork to go after them to force renegotiation with China. I mean, Tencent.
They did that all behind the shareholders' backs, so I don't blame them.
They are pissed.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the actual paperwork on that? I'm so skeptical of these AJ investment people because they're like all talk and they really haven't like done anything.
The deal they made is so full of like they can't use the engine. They can't use any of the software they've used to make any other games. So the proprietary Ubisoft engine, they can't use that when they make any new games. They can use that for remakes on anything except for Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry. Anything that's made Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, or Rainbow Six, not Tom Clancy, just Rainbow Six, that they cannot use anything to make any new games or any remakes. They can't use any of the software, any of the proprietary Ubisoft shit. They're locked out of that and they can't use it.
John, another story this weekend, my friend, is the Minecraft movie already posted a massive $100 million plus.
Warner Brothers already said that it made $100 million already.
It will over the weekend going to make over $100 million in domestic. It's the biggest U.S. Open this year so far. It makes, in fact, in the first, I think.
Is it going to be a reverse Mufasa though? Like everyone goes.
I don't know. Hey, look, no, because it's got a little bit of running room, but it's definitely going to slay any chance that Snow White had of bouncing back because it looks like it's eating all.
Snow White died after it got beat by Jason Statham and The Chosen.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It was dead before it even hit the theater.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
We
need to go.
Last I looked, it was on the same. Like it was Snow White and the Marvels were on the same trajectory.
Yeah, they were separated by $1 million, right? And I was like, oh, whoa, that's not good. Yeah. No, it is what it is. And dude, these people are overreacting to tariffs. It's like, hey, guys.
Yeah.
You're dumb. Okay. I'm leaving. I'm going to shut up. Get me out of here. Let's go.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. We will see you guys next week, every Thursday and Friday here on EBN Cast. And I am going to probably be streaming some more modded Final Fantasy VII Rebirth PC edition. I did do some streaming with that last night, and I'll probably do some more this weekend. So until the next one, guys, as we always say here, we are UR Echo Base Network. See y'all later.